when Trigger stated that men tend to work out of obligation to take care of their families, I also think there's a shift in society nowadays with women where we also have to work out of obligation to take care of our families, because a lot of us are in situations where if we don't, who will? And if you don't want to just lean on the government, if you're not that type of person, you're going to get out there and you're going to do it yourself.
Is a career a dream or a safety plan?
I think it's both. A career pays you, so financial safety is important, especially when you're life planning. And also, you can be fortunate enough. Not everyone on the planet is. There's some people that when it comes to a job or a career, it's not necessarily something that was their dream. But there's some people that quite literally what they do is their dream. They enjoy their career. They enjoy what they do. They feel fulfilled. They feel purposeful. They're self-actualizing. So the idea that like women are working because they're afraid is so myopic and negative. It's so negative because there's plenty of women who are thoroughly doing great things for society and enjoying what they do. So I think it's both.
I'm actually thinking about her comment, and I'm trying to gauge how many people actually work their dream job. I mean, not you, Bose. Put your damn hand down. I just mean it's very few people, and as a matter of fact, I realized that a lot of people, once something becomes laborious and it starts interfering with the things that actually bring you fulfillment in life. And I'm actually speaking to women because I don't want men to be a part of this conversation at all. And the reason I say that is because we know better than anybody that you are sacrificing at that job for the benefit of other people. So and this question should never be posed to men. Ever, because we know we don't like our job. and in fact, we do the jobs, the labor jobs and stuff that nobody woke up and said, I'm going to be laying tar on a roof. That's nobody's dream, if we're going to be honest. Okay, so he's doing it so he can put food on the table for the family and do the things that bring him actual fulfillment, which is providing for those people that he loves. When I think about this in a sense of, women, it's that I think women are the ones that will transform. It's like, I can remember all the women out of college, like, the ratio was crazy. Graduation, it was mostly all women, you know what I mean? And everybody was really excited to get into their career. And Facebook and social media gave us the ability to see what people's thoughts were. And those thoughts changed over time. From 25 to 30, there were a certain type of message they were putting up, status they were putting up. From 30 to 35, it was a different type of status. Now we're about to turn 40. The game has completely changed, right? Everybody's done with the BS, right? So I work too much. I want a man to take care of me, all that type of stuff. So I really think this is a question about what inspires this change in women. I think it's completely natural. The market is not men versus women. It's everybody else versus women with children. Once a woman has children, her whole worldview kind of changes, right? So I really think that, maybe that's a bigger part of the conversation. Like, where does it change from dream to being cumbersome, for women?
I want to hit on a few things that Trigger and Pretty Intellectual stated. I do agree with Pretty Intellectual that it can be both when it comes to a career, right? Either you're going into it out of obligation because you feel like you just need to have some type of career, or you're one of those people that are good enough to actually fall into something that is your dream. But I do agree with Trigger that there is a shift, even for women that are in career fields where it is their dream and they love their job. Once you have a child, it shifts you, right? Your maternal instincts become the forefront. I was just having a conversation with my friend not too long ago, and she's actually in a position where a woman just went on maternity leave, and they have her on this clock like, well, she'll be back in a few months, and she just had a baby. So she's like, you don't know, right? After you have a child, you don't know what you're going to do. For myself, after I had a child, I stopped working for a year because I didn't want my daughter to have to go to daycare or go anywhere else. And of course, I wasn't in a job that I loved, to be honest, right? It made money. But I do think there is a drastic shift once women have children. And unfortunately, for in our community, the majority of us end up having children out of wedlock. We might have children and we're not with the father of that child. So a lot of women don't have the luxury to say, I'm not going to work, right? I still have to go back. So when Trigger stated that men tend to work out of obligation to take care of their families, I also think there's a shift in society nowadays with women where we also have to work out of obligation to take care of our families, because a lot of us are in situations where if we don't, who will? And if you don't want to just lean on the government, if you're not that type of person, you're going to get out there and you're going to do it yourself, right? No matter how hard it is or how much you don't like the position.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Michelle. What are your thoughts, ma'am?
Well, I do have to agree. When it comes to us having children, like I was a young mom. I married right after high school. I was fortunate enough that my husband was the breadwinner, and I continued to go to college. And then I graduated college, and then we agreed on having children, and I was able to stay home with my kids. But that was the agreement that I was first going to finish my college career. So that way I could have something to fall back on in the event that he, lost the ability to continue to be the breadwinner. We have something to fall back on. So when my kids were old enough, I decided to go to the workforce, and unfortunately he passed away, and that allows me to continue to provide, but the whole dynamic of my household changed because I was not used to taking my kids to daycare. I would just go do my thing, come home, and then be a wife and a mom. I would just go to school in the morning when my kids were in school. And all of a sudden, now, not that I just lost my husband, the sole provider of the household, now I have to learn how to put my kids on daycare. I had to go to work, maintain a household. I never paid a bill in my house. So all that was new to me, and I had to learn like quick, because bills don't wait on nobody. And I don't even know how much my cable bill was. So it was definitely a shift. I had to sacrifice time with my kids, and I couldn't go into the field that I graduated for, because we know how it goes. You go to school, but then you graduate, and then nobody wants to hire you because you don't have experience. But if nobody hire you, how are you going to get the experience? So I had to go into a field that, first of all, I didn't like, nor that I have any experience, but I was the first job available. So I have to sacrifice the commodity of, being at home with my kids and working a job that I didn't like, but I needed to provide. So it is not just the men who go through these things.
Is this question posed to where we're talking about people, or is it emphasizing on women?
Emphasizing about women.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear. Yeah, I don't think a career is a dream. I think that there are very few people who may carry out their work and dream, and it transitions into a career. Typically, I think we see that in high performance fields, maybe medicine. Some people who are artists and they end up becoming successful. But a job's a job. It's there to provide you resources so that you can get to life. Because life, in my opinion, is to be lived and shared with people that you care about. But as far as the safety plan situation, maybe. I just find it interesting because the careers are wide open, yet studies still show that most women still work the same jobs that they've worked since the beginning of the century. So they're not necessarily transitioning into trying to perform at a high level. It seems that they just want to work, but then still want to find people who come in and provide a higher lifestyle and all these other variables. So it's quite confusing to me, but that's what I'll add at the moment.
Okay.
I was gonna say there has been an uptick in women entering fields that have always been predominantly reserved for men hasn't been like large numbers, but we have seen a rise in female contractors, and I mean other jobs that men dominate. So I think that women are exploring different things that they actually like and are passionate about. I'm in the beauty field. This is no surprise. I'm a woman. We do beauty things. So I'm personally living my dream in a very girly job. Um, but yeah, given the option, I would explore something else. Um, but I think that people undermine the fact that women actually do have the same goals as men do. It's just that unfortunately we have to bear children and we have to nurture those children as well. And given the opportunity, we would do both at the same time. Like some women would, I personally would, but it's not appropriate to have your baby at work. It's not appropriate. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like if someone is doing something that they like, that they are passionate about, I think that having children and doing your career simultaneously would not be far fetched for women.